Have you ever had the privilege of playing Italian brain rot on Minecraft? Because I have a couple times with my little cousin. I feel like brain rot, screen time, doom scrolling, those have just been buzzwords the last year and a half. But what they all have in common is spending so much time on your phone. So much time. A couple weeks ago, I did a speech in one of my classes about how screen time is at an all-time high and we feel so disconnected from the people around us. Even a simple conversation in a coffee shop is so rare these days. And it's just because we're so connected to our phones. We rather live in the digital world than in the real world. It's this dystopian reality. As someone who has neurotypical tendencies and y'all, I'm so embarrassed right now. I'm editing the video and realize that I keep saying neurotypical. I meant neurodivergent. That's what I get for not just saying ADHD. Please just know I meant neurodivergent. In cycles, being on my phone has just become my routine. I wake up, I'm on my phone. I'm gonna go to sleep, I'm on my phone. My lunch break, I'm on my phone. It seems as though every time I need a break, the first thing I reach for is my phone instead of reaching for a book or going outside on a walk or just being bored. No one wants to be bored these days. Lord forgive, if you're bored, the world is gonna end. I have tried almost everything the last 2 years to try to get my screen time low. When I did that speech in my class, my professor asked me, what's your average screen time? For me, it's 4 hours. To me, that's a lot. But other people in my class said theirs was 8 to even 16 hours, which is insane. It is so insane to be glued to your phone for that many hours of the day. I understand some of us work from home, some of us have businesses. That's understandable. But to be scrolling on social media for that long, that's not normal, and we need to have a conversation about that. Like I said, I've tried different things. I have tried deactivating my accounts. I deactivated TikTok for a long time, and I did with Instagram as well, and that's fine. But the issue I was running into was, as someone who has friends that now live in different states and different areas of the world, I don't text everyone I know every single day, and so a lot of my friends would tell me, hey, we miss you. We don't know about your day-to-day because you don't have social media anymore. Am I saying that's the only way that I should be connected to my friends? Absolutely not. But it was just an easier way for them to know that I was alive and okay. To add to that, I don't think TikTok or Instagram or YouTube is inherently wrong. I wouldn't be here. I think it can be very useful and it can add to the conversation. The issue is the amount of time we're spending on these social media apps. Like I said, I deactivated. I didn't want to do that long term. I then ended up putting screen times. That didn't work because every time it said your time's up, I would just say 1 more minute, 15 more minutes, not for today. It doesn't work. It's too accessible to just say, no, I'm not going to do that today. So then I went so far as to get this app that made my phone dumb. And it worked for about a week. But then after that, I found myself just re-downloading Instagram because I do run a business and I need people contact me through there, or I need to post about upcoming events, and so that would just lead me to then just be on Instagram anyways. My last resort was I'm just gonna end up buying a flip phone. I think it's cool, I think it's chic, I have no embarrassment within me to carry a flip phone, but I sat there and was like, that's insane. I'm gonna end up having a flip phone for people to call me and then still be paying for my iPhone for business. I was essentially just going to end up using my iPhone as like an iPad wherever I went in case someone was trying to reach me or I was delivering an order. But the thought of having 2 phones, I am not Drake. I'm not Aubrey, okay? So my then conclusion after that, for a while, I was really researching the brick. I thought it was a really cool invention to be able to tap your phone, walk away, and kind of just have that locked. Last week, I was this close to buying it. This close. I literally was on the checkout part when I realized it was almost $80 with shipping and all the fees. $80 is insane for a person who has neurotypical tendencies, and there's a high chance that I use this for a week and then just put it in my drawer. So I could not justify $80. To me, that was not going to be financially responsible, knowing who I am and knowing that I have a hard time sticking with things. by the grace of God, by the grace of Jesus Christ himself, I ended up scrolling on this tutorial. See what I mean? TikTok isn't inherently bad. There are some useful things. This tutorial came up on my FYP of this girl making her own brick out of an NFC tag. Oh Lord, when I saw that tutorial, I said, that is gonna be me. So that's what I did. I ended up buying an NFC tag and making my own. If you don't know what an NFC tag is, I'll put a little bit of a description there. Essentially what the NFC tag does is you tap it and you instruct it to do whatever you want it to do. You don't even have to buy the NFC tag if you don't want to. You could literally use a barcode from a cereal box and this would work. But again, as someone with neurotypical tendencies, what I need most of the time is something physical, like a physical barrier. And that's something that I've just noticed in my own personal life that ends up working the best. So like I said, I bought the NFC tags. It was a pack of 20 for like $5 on Amazon. So I can make about 19 more of these for my family and friends if anyone wants one. Again, you could just leave the NFC tag and be good. That's all you need. But again, I need that little incentive. So I ended up just making one out of felt. The NFC tag is inside the felt. I made a cute little Snoopy one, just a little star and a little Snoopy because I love Snoopy. And also something that I've learned with my ADHD is stars somehow means so much to me. I have this little chart where I give myself a gold star every day that I actually exercise. So this just made sense. A little gold star with Snoopy. And when I am ready, I go ahead and tap this on my phone using the Focus app and leave it. And then I can, like today, for example, I tapped it this morning and then I left to church and I left this at home. So that means that while I was out at church, I could not use any of those social media apps. They do have like an emergency button and also like a 15-minute break button that you technically could press. But something that I was talking about with my friend, for all my Christians out there, first of all, we are called to be different from this world. So no, we should not be having high screen times. We should not look like the rest of the world. I totally am ashamed of the fact that when I have such high screen times when I could have been using that time to be spending it with the Lord. Is there something to be said of taking a brain break and watching TV casually, maybe just like giving yourself 15-20 minutes? Totally fine. But most of the time I end up 2 to 3 hours on social media or YouTube combined when I could have been spending that time with the Lord, praying, reading my word, fellowshipping with other people. And something that my friend just pointed out so beautifully, she said, that's such a cool idea that you could do that, because then you have that physical conviction. You have to actually get up to then untap if you want to open up your social media. And I said, you know what? You are so right. I hadn't even thought about that. And she was right, because today, every time I wanted to go ahead and tap and just be on Instagram for 10 minutes, I felt like, no, I don't need to be doing that. Actually, I can be doing something else that's much more productive. And so for me, it's only been a couple of days, but I truly feel like it just has changed even my thought process of, hey, I can be doing something else to add some life into my life. And so, yeah, I just wanted to share that there is something out there like the brick that's way more affordable if you want to do it. And yeah, I feel like this is just going to be such a game changer because it's a physical limitation. Tomorrow I'm going out to hang out with my friends, and I tend already to not be on my phone when I'm out with my friends because I'm out with my friends, but we're going to be taking the train, and that's probably going to take an hour. And sometimes there's that pocket of silence, but I'm leaving this at home. I'm going to San Francisco and this will be left at home. And so I will have to stare out the train and be bored, because that's my desire, to be bored, to think. Instead of being so consumed by the digital world, I can be consumed by the physical world and just be much more connected to those around me. So I don't know, I'm super excited, and today I'm trying this out, and I tried it today, of no scroll Sundays. Sundays are arguably the most important of the week for me. I get to go to church, I get to fellowship, I get to just be with the Lord even more, with more people. And I did fine today. I didn't scroll, I cleaned, I ended up going to the library, getting books, checking it off my to-do list, went to go to the thrift store, did a thrift flip, cooked myself some food. It just was such a beautiful day today. And what was beautiful about it was that it was simple, and that I didn't feel icky about spending 2 hours on TikTok after I came home from church. So I don't know, for my fellow believers who are trying to look for that next step of what can I do to actually, spend less time on social media and disconnect from the digital world, I would use this. I would recommend the NFC tags. And there's so many things you can do. You don't have to do felt. Like I said, decorate it however you want, whatever fills your bucket. But I just wanted to share that because I love this. I love this so much. And I truly think that the Lord brought me to this next step. So yeah, I hope I don't see you too soon and that you get to connect with the physical world. But thanks for watching.